the Word on Wednesday, an opportunity to look back at the things we were engaging with and gather worship on Sunday. And we're in the season of Advent currently, and our series in the season of Advent is the journey toward the manger. And we were introduced to the prophet Malachi. More from him in a minute. We were in chapter 3, verses 1 to 4. But we were thinking about how Advent is often a time we talk of preparation. But preparation for what? Is it that we prepare ourselves as the church to kind of retell the story? We gear ourselves up to be busy, draw on our reserves and go for it once more at this time of year? Or is it something a little deeper than that? You see, Advent really is a time of reflecting at the end of one year in anticipation of the year to come. Reflecting at the end of one year in anticipation of the year to come. Why is that important? Well, when we were looking at Malachi, we were looking at how he talks about a messenger that is going to come and prepare the way for God to come and to do his work. That's what Malachi is saying. A messenger will come and prepare the way for God to come and do his work. And our New Testament lectionary passage, along with Malachi, was Luke 3, verses 1 to 6. And we looked at this character of John the Baptist and began to think about how he might be the messenger that was to come to prepare the way for God to come. And Luke quotes from the prophet Isaiah as he talks about the ministry of John, and talks about how the voice of one calling in the desert places, make the mountains low and raise up the valleys and smooth out the rough roads. Because God is coming with his saving power. It's about accessibility, isn't it? It's about making the way easy, creating accessibility for God to come and do his work. That's the ministry of the messenger. But we then pause to think about, well, to whom is the messenger sent? And to whom does God want to come? And in both Malachi and Luke, we realize it's God's own people, the Jewish nation. Malachi says that God wants to come and do a work that is about purifying and cleansing and refining. And John says that the work of the one that will come after him is one of kind of sifting and sorting. He talks about him having this winnowing fork in his hand, gathering the wheat and discarding the chaff. God is coming to his own people. Why? Well, because they need cleansing and sorting and sifting and refining and purifying. You see, something had got out of whack for them. Their worship is insincere. They're treating each other badly, without integrity or justice. And God can see it. They're breaking their promises to each other and to him, of course. And he wants to come and address that. God wants to come and address that. Why? Because he wants them back. In Malachi, God talks of, return to me and I'll return to you. He wants to come and do this work among them so that they might be joined back to him. He might bring them back to the place where they are meant to be. That's the message that the messenger comes to proclaim. That's the work that God wants to do among his own people. So in this season of Advent, in this time of preparation, as we reflect on the end of one year and anticipate the one to come, we ended on quite a reflective note, really. It's about taking time to ask ourselves some questions. Are there things in our lives as individuals and together as a fellowship that might prevent God coming to do his work. Barriers, hindrances that might kind of halt or hinder his accessibility into our lives. That he might, we stop him doing the work that he wants to do in us. So we took a moment to own our own hearts and continue that process of reflection by way of preparation. Is there something in my life, if there's something in your life that is going to prevent God from doing his work in us and among us and through us? Can I commend that to you to keep going with prayer in that? Because there might be something in our life together, our corporate, our shared life, that is going to be a barrier to him. You see, God wants his people back. He wants them to be where he intends them to be. And again, in Malachi, God talks of, if only they would kind of give him, if only the people would give him his due, and he has the right place in their lives, they would receive so much blessing, they won't know what to do with it all. And that's kind of where we ended, really. That's a great way to end, isn't it? Time of preparation to make sure there's nothing in the way of God coming and doing his work in us in this coming year, so that we might receive so much blessing we don't know what to do with it all. Are you up for some of that? I quite like the sound of that. What a problem to have, There's more blessing coming. What do we do with it? So much blessing. We don't know what to do with it. I wouldn't mind some of that. I might even get the t-shirt. But of course, there's the time of preparation that precedes that. And God being able to do his work precedes that. So I don't know how you've got on with that, whether that's been helpful to you, whether you're struggling with particular things, but keep going. Keep going with God and allow him to show you those things that are preventing him, that are a hindrance to him, coming to do his work in your life and in our life together. And if you come up with something, it'd be good to share that with somebody and get them to pray with you. Say it's something about the fellowship. It'd be good to pray about that and share it with somebody, and then maybe share it with the whole of us, that we might make sure that we take away the barriers, take away the hindrances, and we turn toward the one who is coming, not away from him. Well, I hope you have a great day, and may God bless you in this season of Advent.